Alright, when it comes to Subzero's overhead, this is how you should be setting it up. This is my favorite way of setting it up. That move right there. Okay, so once you land this move, it has to land. So once it lands, your opponent has to block your overhead. There's nothing they can do about it. They could jump backwards, they could jump up, they can try to jump over you, they could try to poke you. If this lands, that overhead is going to land no matter what. They get jailed. It's a lot of people like to do this right here. You want to risk your life? Go right ahead. If you know Kung Lao blocks that, he's gonna take damn near 80% of your life away. Like he's just gonna destroy you. It's a free punish right there. But if you just throw this, there's mind games that comes along with it. You throw it and you start gelling to the overhead. That's one. You can do this, start it again, or a grab, or there's also this. You throw low and then you grab them, or simply just throw the low, make them panic and go for a grab. So there's just a ton of like options off of that, and this overhead is just threatening. A lot of people like to get a grab and then throw an overhead and like act like this is MKX, and that will work. So you could either do a low over the throw or an overhead, and it becomes Mortal Kombat X all over again. That's cool and all, but honestly, what the overhead is for is honestly a footsie tool. The same way you use this move, you should be using this move. That's definitely the case. If you're gonna use this move, you have to use the overhead just like you're using that move. Simply because a lot of people have a habit of blocking low. So if you're like, you know, getting back and forth, getting your neutral footsie game on, and then boom, dash forward and get it going, it could be really like, it could be very overwhelming. You could do, you know, a gimmick like this, if they give you the respect, you can go for the 50-50. You can complete the string, you can just throw it like that and then get a grab going, because even if you land it, you're -3. But that honestly, that shit really doesn't matter, because a lot of people are expecting something to come after it, and you can just simply get a grab going. Even if your opponent blocks it, you're safe. And they're expecting something else, because man, it's just very overwhelming. The overhead is super overwhelming that you can get away with bullshit. You can literally throw the overhead and then get a grab going, and it's just very overwhelming because people are expecting stuff to, you know, to happen after this, expecting this, or there's just a lot of things to cancel it from. Even the other variation, where you can amplify the ice ball, you know, you can get that shit going, and then people are just waiting to block the ice ball, and instead they're gonna get grabbed or whatever. So that is honestly one way of setting it up, setting up the overhead. So yeah, you're either going to gel your opponent using this move, or you're honestly, same way you use this move, you're going to use that overhead. Like that is honestly, in my opinion, the way you should be using your overhead. Yeah, wake ups work after a grab or whatever, because you're literally right there, you're literally in range to do it, and that is one mind game. But honestly, you should be using your overhead as a footsie tool. I think it's way, throwing this is way better than throwing this. This is a high. If your opponent knows what the hell they're doing, they're gonna make you eat a lot of shit. They have to block that. So also it has another mind game. If you're throwing this overhead out a lot, like, you know, in neutral or whatever, boom, you can start sliding them. Now they're paranoid. Oh, do I block high? Do I block low? If they're doing this a lot, then you can little walk up and grab their ass. So that's how you should be using Subzero's overhead, in my opinion. Gelling into it, using it as a footsie tool, and fuck it, why not? Wake up, like when your opponent's waking up from a grab or whatever the case may be, fuck it, do that. So that's how you should be using the overhead, not just throwing it out just cause, you know, you gotta set it up, you gotta, you know, use it as a footsie tool, and then boom, that's how you should be doing it. So I hope you guys learn. Holla you, holla back. Check y'all later.